is Captain Obvious for Hotels.com. And it is fantastic. I especially like the one where Captain Obvious actually like is standing on this crummy bed in this like dingy, dirty, looks like somebody was murdered there, kind of a hotel that this family is checking into, and they're like, what? And he says just the coolest stuff. It's the greatest campaign anyway. Anyway, they got this brand new app. It's called Hotels.com app. You can search for it in your app store. I personally, since it became a sponsor, like I checked out the app. I went to the app and booked a room for me and my wife, and using the hotel. It's so simple. It's the easiest app to use. So make sure to go to your app store and search for Hotels.com. Okay, for those of you guys listening to the show for, however the past many years, over 2 years that we've done this, there was a great idea that we had, and it wasn't even our idea. We took it from one of the movies, but I am here to tell you about a cool app, and it's called Drunk Mode. And all you got to do is go to your store, you download the app, and basically what you do is, first of all, the feature that I think is cool is called Breadcrumbs, where it will actually, GPS mark exactly where you went. So the next morning when you wake up, and you can't remember, oh shit, I left my keys somewhere, but you can't remember where you went, you can just look it up, and it shows you all the places that you went the night before, and then the places that you don't remember from the night before. So, and then the other cool thing, and I've actually had to use this, is you ever get too drunk and then you start texting or calling somebody that you probably shouldn't, because the reason that you're that drunk is that you're just emotionally frayed, and you don't want to talk to them, but you do, that sort of thing. Well, what they have now is that you can enter into drunk mode, which is what it is, and you can enter in a phone number or a contact of somebody that you know you're going to want to call, but you know that you shouldn't. So you block them, and you can choose 3, 6, or 12 hours, and I was blocked for 12. And in order to unlock it, you've got to answer like this ridiculously hard question. And you can't use Siri, you can't use Safari, you can't, I suppose if you were in front of a fucking computer you could, but it's just a really cool app, and any time that you go to text, it won't let you. It just won't let you, and it's just laughing at you. And then it reminds you, okay, so sober me thought that this was a bad idea, so I'm going to stop. I've used the app. It's a great app, great concept, awesome execution. Go to your store, download Drunk Mode app right now. Welcome back to the damn, dude, I said it for like 2 years, man.
Yeah,
gotta give me a break. Welcome back to the Bill and Joe Show. Joe,
Bill,
what's up? We were just saying Ryan Shearer. Am I saying that right?
Harry Shearer.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Harry Shearer is returning, and this is coming off the heels of him tweeting out that he had been let go.
Mm-hmm.
They finally got him back. I was watching. And this is what kind of made me think of this to talk about. But last night, National Geographic has got this great, decade thing. It's kind of like what VH1 did. I love the 80s.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Except it's more political and more, topical. It doesn't just have to do with like the Rubik's Cube.
Does it do like the animals that went extinct this decade?
No. But so I was watching the 90s of it, and I got all the way through Y2K, and then we started the 2000s.
So this is pop culture from National Geographic?
Yeah, pop culture, I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
And they were talking about Enron and how Enron, how they, did what they did. I didn't even really understand it until last night, and it's so boring, I don't even want to repeat it, but...
They're like a money embezzling scandal?
Yeah. So the stockholders, they're saying how the stockholders were all excited at the beginning. They were making a shit. Everybody was rich, and then they got found out about, and then everybody was poor. And then so they cut to the scene of The Simpsons where Homer was talking to Principal Skinner, and Principal Skinner was like, "I don't know if I feel like going on a ride." And Homer was like, "Come on, let's go on the Enron ride." So then they go on it, and everybody starts off really high, and they're like, they're going up. Like, we're going to be rich. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, we broke even. Oh, shit. And then it went into the poorhouse. And I was just like, who they want? And that made me start appreciating Harry Shearer, like, for everything that he does with Mr. Burns, Ned Flanders.
Automan. Yep. The Flanders, Smithers and Burns. He does them both.
He does Smithers, too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a show that you and I grew up on. It's been the longest running television show. What is it, 24 years now?
No, I think it was 88 they started.
Yeah, something around there. So what is that?
It's like 27 years.
27 years, so not too far off from 28. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said 24.
Well, I don't know what I said.
Piss off, it's 27.
Get your fucking facts
I thought you were a fan.
Right. How long has Family Guy been on?
I don't know. They're in like season 12 or something.
Season 12. Damn. They're not going to make it to 28. I don't see any cartoon making it as long as Simpsons.
No. Yeah, the Family Guy doesn't really have as many characters. They don't have as many storylines they could do, I don't think. They'd have to really start kind of like the Simpsons.
Well, isn't that what they kind of did with like the Cleveland Show and then American Dad?
Well, American Dad was because Family Guy was canceled. So Seth went on to do his next thing. And then they brought back Family Guy.
Really?
Yeah.
So Family Guy was released when Family Guy, or American Dad was released when Family Guy was out of commission.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was already done.
I thought that was like the first spin-off,
no,
so to speak.
No, he just did something else. The Cleveland Show was just a spin-off, probably because they're like, hey, Seth, what else you got?
Jesus, you guys are really running me
What do you
dry
guys want to
here.
do? And I like the Cleveland Show.
I don't.
A lot of people
can't.
don't.
I can't.
Well, it got canceled. Most people didn't, I guess.
Yeah, I loved. Did it get canceled?
Yeah.
I loved the fact that on an episode of Family Guy, Peter was saying something like, and yeah, you remember that one time when we almost got a spinoff and Quagmire was packing up his van? He was all ready to go. And then Cleveland got to go and he's like, what?
Yeah.
That's great. I love the way that Seth pokes fun at himself. It's great, but I don't know. I've heard he's kind of a dick in person.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah. He seems cool and everything I've seen of him, but wouldn't surprise me if he's kind of comes off as a dick to some people.
I'm sure. I would never be able to get over the fact that he sounds like Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Like, then if I was talking to him, I would feel like I'm talking to Brian.
Pictured the dog
Right.
the whole time.
Right. Yeah. Well, this storm has not done shit yet.
No, the sun's out.
Okay.
Looks good.
It's scary, though. When those alarm goes off and there's not a cloud in the fucking sky, it's like, what? So whenever it comes, it's going to come quick. You know the bullet time?
Bullet time.
Like bullet time, Keanu Reeves bullet time.
Oh, the Matrix
Yeah, the Matrix kind of
Dodge or whatever you call it.
Cam Swarm is an app that's actually being developed. This is not a plug. This is something I read about. What this guy did was he created an app that everybody can download and then interlink their cell phones together. So we're all using Wi-Fi. So we're all logged in. We're all hubbed in.
All right.
And we can all stand in front or behind or to the right or to the left. And then it syncs our cameras to be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the guy in the middle, the actor, like does whatever he wants, jumps up in the air, fucking
and you can
twirls
do
around,
the Matrix
and then
spin.
You can set the timing, like when to go to this camera, and then it'll transition between the two, and it'll just have a complete 360.
Oh, that's cool.
Look on it. Yeah, Cam Swarm.
Because that's how they did that in the movie. They had like 50 cameras.
Oh, it was in
a circle.
They were all on the green screen, and there were little fuckers just all the way around,
and they would just be able to spin it.
Just switch from camera to camera in between.
Well, that's cool.
That is cool.
And then you can do your slow-mo.
Yeah. Slow-mo.
Special effects. How awesome would it be to be a young filmmaker, in high school? The projects we would have done back then.
The projects we did do back then.
With video cassette.
With the camcorder.
And no editing machine. Just a VCR to hit pause, start, and then another tape to just dub stuff in.
It was terrible. I mean, I got to admit, our auto insurance commercial was fantastic.
I thought the script was solid. We could have used better lighting.
Would you mind telling, for those of you, I'm going to let Joe handle the I don't know, play-by-play, if you will, but Joe and I both took home ec senior year.
I think it was senior year. Because we had electives, and of course, we didn't want to apply ourselves to anything. So we chose to learn home ec. Home economics.
We learned how to bake cakes.
Well, we also learned about how to balance a checkbook, how to Well, how to insure yourself.
Yeah. What insurance means.
What
Yeah, sure.
stuff like that. Yeah.
So
Sew
our-
a button.
Right.
I can sew a button now.
So no, I don't understand why we needed that. We had our moms to do that, but so we had our project. Our final project was that we had to make an insurance video on how important insurance really is, and we had two actors. We had a what's it called? The pro actor and the
Antagonist.
the antagonist and the protagonist. The antagonist was his name was Brad. He was or the protagonist was Brad. Nice young man, dressed very well.
The man that was going to do things right in life.
Sure.
He was Brad.
Yep.
Nice kid.
He was Brad.
And you played Brad.
I played Brad.
And you would you combed your hair nicely.
Right.
You didn't wear sunglasses.
Wore a shirt.
You talked in the camera. You wore a nice shirt that was buttoned up well, tucked in.
When I started my car, it was Gin Blossoms.
It was
I fall
and it was a nice car.
Yeah.
And the nice Gin Blossoms song comes on.
Sure.
Seatbelts on, and you drive nice, and you get in an accident and you don't panic.
Right.
Well, that was one thing I couldn't get you to not do.
Well.
And then, of course, we had your alter ego,
Right.
who
drove a Suburban.
this is someone who was not going to live life the right way.
Do you remember Carrie dead in the car?
Yeah, you killed your passenger, and your name.
No, I killed the passenger of the car that I hit.
Oh, that's right.
She was hanging out of her
That's right.
neon.
And it was raining that day that we had to film, and so
Sure.
that gave it a nice effect too.
Rain on the set.
And I like how there was a car accident, a fatal car accident in your driveway.
Right.
That's where it happened.
Right. Whereas Brad, I just happened to drive into a tree.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I didn't hurt anybody. So the alter ego, he comes out of a Suburban wearing sunglasses, a leather jacket, I think a wife beater. His name, of course, was
Chewing gum. Disrespectfully. Hair
Like-
slicked.
lowered his glasses. Didn't even check on the poor.
No. Is she dead? Huh. No.
And then Joe would come up and he would interview.
Excuse me, sir. You were just in a car accident.
Yeah, looks like it.
What are you going to do about this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, who's your insurance provider?
Ain't got none.
You don't have insurance?
No.
Don't you
Why?
think that's irresponsible? Don't
And
care. You're smoking a cigarette too.
Yeah, smoking a
and that's
cigarette.
one of the critiques we got.
Right.
Smoking a cigarette in school.
That's why we didn't win, I think.
That's why we didn't get the A or whatever.
But so then cut to a dining room that we converted into
The law office of Pat Gorman.
The law offices of Pat Gorman. And Brad, of course, comes in. He says, "Here's your paperwork. Sign here. We got you all taken care of. You're on your way."
Yeah, go get your car fixed.
It's fantastic.
Have a nice life.
Thank you, Pat. And we shook hands, and then Axel, he of course was different. Had his legs up on the table.
Pat comes in, tries to shake his hand. And
He's too
Axel's
cool.
too cool. So then he's like, "Would you get your feet off my table, please?" Cut.
Desk,
It's
dude,
a
it's your
desk.
desk. Yeah.
Okay. We had to do like 57 takes
And we
of
still
just him
didn't get
coming
it.
in.
We still didn't get it.
Oh man, I had to edit that thing
But,
so much. But
And then at the end, it was Joe standing in front of a very cluttered, desk,
a lot.
working hard,
Yeah.
working hard.
Oh, hi there. Hi, I didn't see you there. I want to talk to you about insurance.
And he would point, like anytime, every 5 seconds, he would switch his hand and point with his right hand to the camera, and then he'd nod, and then he'd point with his left hand. And then he'd go back. He'd be
the hand
you weren't even
gestures-
wearing a belt.
It was well done, though. That's good personality on TV, right?
It was.
I like how we'll show you in the next video here
Yeah.
how one person could take one way as I hold my hand out, like weighing the options, and another person could take another way.
Sit back, enjoy, and then you'd stand there smiling while I try and fumble for the record button.
And you can
to
hear
stop.
you can hear your fingers trying to press the buttons, like
You're just standing there smiling, and then finally you were like,
finally
"What
fades
the
out.
and you finally like, "Come on, dude!" And it cuts real quick. Memories. I still wish I would have kept those tapes. I knew they were going to be irrelevant in 2 years, though.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it is. It's way too bad. It would be great to watch. Can you imagine like growing up today? Like we would have that shit on YouTube for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Like, we can document
Go
everything.
look at it again.
Yeah, that's horse.